Let me ask you something. What if the biggest mistake you could make on your Australia visa application is one that almost every applicant is making right now without even knowing it? Not a fake agent, not a scam, just one common decision that quietly gets thousands of genuine applications refused every single year. Today, I am going to show you exactly what that mistake is, why it happens, and more importantly, how to protect yourself from it. Stay with me until the end, because what I am about to share could literally save your entire visa application and years of your life. Welcome back to the channel dedicated to helping people just like you understand the Australian visa system the right way, with real information, not rumors from a cousin who knows a guy. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we put out content like this every single week to help you avoid the traps that cost other applicants everything. Now, let me paint you a picture. Imagine this. You have spent months, maybe years, preparing. You have saved money for the visa fee. You have gathered your documents. You feel ready. You are excited. This is the visa that is going to change your life, move your family forward, open the door to a new country. And then, in that excitement, you rush. You fill out the form quickly because you just want it submitted. You think, it is fine, I will explain the small details later if they ask. Here is what nobody tells you at that moment. Here is what most YouTube videos and agents will not explain clearly. That small rush, that one shortcut, may cost you the entire application. Not a delay, not a request for more documents. A straight refusal. And once a refusal is on your immigration record, it follows you into every future application you ever make to Australia, and often to other countries too. How is that possible? Let me break this down in a way that is going to make complete sense. When you submit a visa application to the Department of Home Affairs, the case officer is not just checking whether you meet the points or whether your documents exist. They are checking for consistency. Every single document you submit has to tell the exact same story. Your bank statements, your employment letters, your English test results, your relationship evidence if it is a partner visa, your education certificates. If even one small detail contradicts another, that is treated as what they call a discrepancy. And discrepancies are one of the fastest routes to refusal. Here is the part that most people completely miss. It is not always about lying or fraud. Most refusals for discrepancy actually happen to honest applicants who simply were not careful. Maybe your employment letter says you worked 40 hours a week, but your payslips only show 32. Maybe your relationship evidence shows you living at one address, but your bank statement shows a different address for the same time period. Maybe your resume says you worked as a senior developer, but your reference letter calls you a junior developer. None of these people are criminals. They are just people who did not realize how closely everything gets cross-checked. Say that again to yourself. Consistency is not optional. It is the entire foundation of your case. The moment your documents disagree with each other, even about something that feels minor to you, the case officer's confidence in your entire application drops. And once that confidence drops, they start looking harder at everything else too. One small crack becomes an invitation to scrutinize the whole file. Let us talk about the numbers because I want you to understand how serious this really is. In recent years, Australia has refused a significant share of applications across skilled visas, partner visas, and student visas specifically because of what is officially recorded as incomplete or inconsistent information, not because the person was not eligible. Think about that for a moment. These were people who may have actually qualified. They had the points. They had the relationship. They had the genuine intention. But because of small inconsistencies in their paperwork, they were refused anyway. And in many visa categories, a refusal does not just cost you the visa fee, which can run into thousands of dollars. It can also trigger something called a public interest criterion issue on future applications, where you now have to disclose that you were previously refused a visa. That single tick box, once you have to check yes, changes how every future officer looks at you. Now stay with me, because I want to tell you about someone who learned this the hard way. Imagine a skilled applicant, let us call him Arjun, who had been working towards his Australia skilled visa for almost 3 years. He completed his skills assessment, he sat his English test twice to get the score he needed, and he finally received his invitation to apply. He was so relieved that he wanted to submit everything as fast as possible. In his rush, he uploaded an old version of his resume that listed a slightly different job title than the one on his official reference letter from his employer. It was a tiny difference. Team lead versus senior team lead. To him, it did not even feel like a real difference. But to the case officer, it was exactly the kind of inconsistency that raises a flag. His application was placed under further review, additional documents were requested, the process dragged on for 8 extra months, and in that time his skills assessment validity period came dangerously close to expiring. He eventually had to redo parts of the process, spend more money on new checks, and live in constant anxiety for almost a year, all because of one word on one document that he never thought to double-check. That is not a small mistake. That is a life-altering delay, and for some applicants in similar situations, it becomes an outright refusal instead of just a delay. And this brings me to the question you should be asking right now. So what should I do instead? Option 1. Before you submit anything, lay every single document you plan to include side by side. Literally open them all at once if you can. Check names, check dates, check job titles, check addresses, check spelling of your own name across every document. Option 2. If you notice a genuine discrepancy that you cannot fix, do not hide it and hope nobody notices. Address it directly with a short, honest statement explaining the reason. Case officers are far more forgiving of an explained inconsistency than an unexplained one. Hit the like button if this was valuable. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one, where we're going to talk about another hidden trap inside the Australian visa system that almost nobody is talking about.